Okay, perfect. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here for this presentation. The objective of this presentation is to explain the Family Constellations Facilitator Training that's going to start in August. So I'm going to give you a presentation of what we're going to do, of the structure, of the modules, and then at the end we'll do questions. Everything is on my website. So I'm going to share here in the chat. Hopefully you can see it. If not, I'll share it again at the end. I'm going to share the website. It's coachingandconstellations.com. And there you can go to the window that says training, and there you'll find all the information and what I will be sharing with you today. So let me share my screen. Okay. So this is the Family Constellations training that we will be doing starting in August. And this is something that I have been doing for more than, Family Constellations, I started in 2006. So around 20 years, I've been in the field of Family Constellations. And I did my training in 2011. And I started doing the group here in the US because I studied in Spain. So I started doing the group here in the US, in California, in 2014. So it's been already some years. And this is the most powerful modality that I have learned and that I have seen in how we're able to really restructure our life. And that is why I got so interested in this modality. The way that I started to learn about this modality is I was living in Spain, and I was doing a master's in coaching because I want to become a coach. And one of the teachers said that no matter how many limiting beliefs, how many action plans, how many neurolinguistic programming tools you did with the clients or tapping or anything else, some of the clients were just going to be stuck. And to them, you needed to be able to suggest to do family constellations, to know a little bit so that you can explain it and suggest to them to do family constellations. So I thought, wow, this really feels powerful. So I started learning more about it. And that's how I became so fascinated by that, because I saw how my life changed and how the life of others changed. And I started to learn more. I started to do the training because I wanted to just learn. I wanted to know as much as I could for myself. Not because I wanted to become a facilitator. I never thought I was going to do it. I did it because I wanted the healing. And when I came here to the US, I started to look for a group, and I couldn't find a group because I used to go every Tuesday to my teacher in Spain. She would have groups of 30 and 40 people every single week, every Tuesday, every Wednesday. So I would go, my day was Tuesday. So I would go on a Tuesday, and it was part of my life. So when I came here and started looking for groups, I could hardly find anybody. And since I had the training already, I thought, well, I'll start creating my own groups. And that's been already around 12 years. And after the pandemic, so many of my clients were constantly asking me to teach them. And I felt that it was something needed because it's a modality that helps heal not just ourselves, but our family system. So it becomes like a ripple, and so many people heal at the same time. I started doing the training. This is going to be the fourth time that I do the group training. And I love it so, so much because I've seen the transformation in my students. This is not something that you do from one day to another, and the training takes several months, because we cannot, you could learn this maybe in a few days, but in order to become a facilitator, you need to heal. You need to heal so many different levels. I believe that we're all like these diamonds, and we shine. However, because of the trauma that we carry from our ancestors, because of our own trauma, the limiting beliefs, different experiences that we have in life, those different sides of the diamonds have been clouded, are muddy, are dirty. And as we grow, as we expand, as we heal, we start like cleaning each side of the diamond, and to each time start shining more and enjoying our life more. And this is what we're doing in this training. This is why it takes such a long time, because we need time to integrate, to heal, to understand, to be able to learn in a level and then start going deeper and deeper and deeper. And something that is very important is that in any energetic healing modality, we connect energetically to the clients, and the clients are going to be able to heal only to the level that we have achieved. The more we want to be able to help others, the more we need to heal ourselves. So this is not just a training for you to learn how to do family constellations. This is a training of transformation, of healing, because in order for you to be able to do this for others, you need to heal. And the more you heal, the more you're going to be able to help others. So if you see here in the foundations, that is the first foundation. We will only be able to help others to the healing level that we have achieved. If we have a client that comes to us and they want to work on their anger, if we haven't really accepted, worked, processed, and have a healthy relationship with anger, we're not going to be able to really help them do so. And this is why we need to look at all our aspects, especially the hidden ones that are the ones that affect us the most. And this modality is specifically powerful to help us find the hidden parts that we're not unaware of, that still affect our lives and limit us, especially the hidden parts that we carry from our ancestors. In this modality and the way that I teach it, meditation is essential. So from the beginning, I'm going to teach you about meditation and why is that so important. We're going to work also in developing our intuition, because in order to do this modality, that's an energetic modality, you can do it as well from a logic perspective, from a scientific perspective. However, the way that I do it is energetically. And to do that, you need to really expand your intuition. And I say expand because we all have it. We all use it all the time. However, we're not trained to really listen to our inner guidance. And in this training from the beginning, you're going to start to learn to do that, because it's something that we use all throughout the year. We are creating a space for the healing to take place. And in order to create that space, part of that space has to do with our healing and with our capacity to connect and understand the field. And that's what you're going to be learning here. I already told you a little bit about myself. Something that I wanted to share is that this modality is completely wide. One of the gifts that Bert Hellinger, that's the founder of this modality, gave to to the world in a way, is that people told him, you need to put a structure so that people know what's like the first step, the second step, how to do family constellations. You need to build an institution and like instructions that how does this actually look like, so that everybody can follow that. And he says, no. He said, no, I will never do that, because that would put like a jail. And this needs to be able to expand, to change, to shift according to the time, to the person that is using it, to the situation. And it has been a gift, because now you can find constellations done in so many different ways. You can even find constellations with horses, constellations with water, constellations in, it's amazing. And I'll share more about this when if you decide to join the training. However, it's something that it's a tool that still changes and it expands in your own way when you learn it, because it's going to connect to your own tools and your gifts and how you understand life. So it's different for everyone. So I'm teaching you the way that I do it. And it's mostly the way that my teacher does it. My teacher is Brigitte Champetier de Ribes. She lives in Spain. And the style is mostly phenomenological, which is also called movement of the spirit. And that means that when we're doing a constellation in a group session, everybody moves on their own. We're not moving people specifically from one place to another. And the one that says the healing phrases is the client, not the participants. We ask questions to see what's going on to the participants, but the one that's saying the healing phrases is only the client. So that's something specific on the way that I do the training, because that's the way I do it, because that's the way my teacher does it. It's not the only way, and you'll see, probably if you're here, you've seen other people do constellations. You'll see and have realized that there's so many different ways, but that is my way, and that's the way that I will be teaching. The structure of the training, it has 196 hours. Some are going to be in person, some are going to be online. Like I said, the most important part of you doing this training is to heal. That's why you're going to be doing many like mini constellations and exercise and meditations. You will also do 6 constellations, 4 with me, 2 in a Zoom session on one-on-one, and then 1 in a group session and 1 in a group online session. And then you're going to do 2 with the other people that are doing the training when you do the practice. Here you'll find what you need, because some of the people that have come in the past to do the training do not want the certification because they are sure that they do not want to facilitate constellations for others. They are just doing it for the healing. If you want to do that, it's perfectly okay. I do encourage you that if you're doing it, to try to get the certification, because I never thought I was going to be a facilitator. However, that's what life was calling me to be, and I was glad that I had done the training and that to be able to provide this for others. We never know what life is going to bring to us, so I do encourage you to do it in a way to get the certification. However, if you just want to come and do the healing, do the modules without needing to do the certification, of course you can do that. However, if you do want to do the certification, you need to attend at least 10 of the modules. There's some modules that are mandatory. That's number 1, 3, 10, and 11. And once you know how to do constellations, you need to practice. You'll have to find five clients and practice constellations on them. That's part of the training. There's some books. You need to read the books and give me like a very small takeaway report, also for the modules. But this is something that I don't want you to be stressed about. I just want to know what was like the most important part for you. I don't want this to be a limitation. I just want to know why that was important, or what was the most important learning from it. The training also requires for you to come to 8 Family Constellations group sessions, 4 in person and 4 online. And this is very important because that's how Bert Hellinger taught constellations. In the beginning, there were no classes. People just came to the sessions, and people will learn from seeing, being, representing, from doing their own constellations as clients. So this is the way how Family Constellations was originally taught. And you learn a lot from that, because it's very different to receive the information than to see it happening with others live in front of you, whether in person or via Zoom. If you're still thinking about doing this training, I do encourage you to do a session with me, either in a group or in a one-on-one session, for you to get to know me, because this needs to be a fit. I don't want to convince anybody to do this because they have to, or because I'm going to give you an offer and then you have 2 days to register. That's not me. What you need to do is to connect to me and to the information and to the modality, and see if you're being called to it. I want you to feel like a calling, like, yes, this is for me. And that way, that this is something that is important, that's going to bring a lot of healing to you and your life and your family system. So the way you're going to know if it's for you is getting to know me, getting to know the modality, getting to know how I do the sessions. So I do encourage you to do, if you haven't done so already, to do a session with me, or a group, online or in person, whatever works for you. So I'm going to start explaining a little bit about the modules. In the website, you'll find all the information. I just want to give you like a general explanation. There's modules where you're going to be learning specifically how to do family constellations, and there are others that you're learning general aspects of the modality itself and healing. So, for example, the module number 1 is Introduction to Family Constellations. So you're understanding what are family constellations, the history. What does protection mean? Receiving guidance, the connecting to our intuition, meditation, grounding. What does all means? This is like the opening to the whole training of what really is family constellations modality. There you're learning like the first step of what are family constellations. The second one, orders of love. These are the foundations of the modality of family constellations. Bert Hellinger described 3, the orders of love, of belonging, giving and receiving, and the hierarchy. And my teacher brought this other one, that's the acceptance. Module number 3 is understanding family constellations. And here you're going deeper on how to do the family constellations. What does it mean? The field, the healing phrases, the vows, the promises. Some of the modules are going to be open only for the ones that are doing the training. And there's some that are general, that are open to anybody that wants to come. So for example, if you see here the orders of love, it has 3 stars beside the name. That means that's open for anybody that wants to come. So if you're not sure that you want to do the whole training, but you still want to start healing, one option is for you to come only to the modules that are open. And for that, you just need to register when they're coming up, and that's all you need to do. So that's an option that's also available. So module 3, you go deeper on starting to learn how to do family constellations. There you will learn how to do constellations for yourself, and you're going to start practicing on yourself. Number 4, emotions. That is so important, because most of the blocked emotions that we struggle with are emotions that we carry unconsciously for our ancestors, because they did not know how to process emotions. They didn't have the knowledge, the support, the awareness, all that we have today, and understanding of how to deal with difficult emotions. They just struggled with it, and they were probably told, just deal with it, and which meant I'm just going to block it. And we're carrying all those blocked emotions. So this is like key in order to be able to heal those entanglements and emotions that we struggle with. We will learn as well. I will just introduce a little bit about tapping, which is a wonderful modality to unblock those like trapped emotions and reprogram our body. We'll talk about forgiveness as well, because that's a perspective of forgiveness from family constellations is very important, because it's different from other ways of understanding forgiveness. Module number 5, abundance, money, and success. And there you can see what are the different aspects connected to abundance, money, and success. And in this case, it's mostly the relationship with our mother, that often we don't know that has such a big influence on how we're doing in life with this aspect of being able to have abundance. Then responsibility of the adult. This is one of my favorite ones, because it's something that we can do in order to be in our present life and enjoy our life, even without needing to heal all those entanglements that we have from the family system. Because we decide to be in the adult and do what's right for us in the correct moment, which is the present. We're able to say yes to life, and like life has all these different aspects, difficulties, but it also has joy and love and beauty. When we are in the energy of the adult, we're able to bring everything together. And no matter how many challenges we have in life, we're able to enjoy our life and flow with ease. Module number 7, orders of help from the perspective of family constellations. It is very important, because often people that come to this modality are givers. We want to give, we want to help heal others, and we don't know how to receive. And in order to have a healthy relationship with others. And to be able to help them, we need to be able to give and to receive. So that is what we will be working in orders of help. Then living your life with health. That of course is key. And there's so many entanglements that we have with our ancestors that affect our health. So we're going to go deeper into all of that. And we're also going to talk about the new Germanic medicine that is also a deep understanding of where illnesses come from and how to be healthy once we understand this dynamic of how illnesses come in our life, apart from the entanglements that we have with our ancestors. Then module number 9, loving partner relationships. The partner relationship is one of the most important relationships that we have in our life because everybody in our life, our friends, our coworkers, our family, are acting as mirrors in the sense of what is going on and being reflected to us. If we don't get along and we're criticizing them, it's because there's something in us that we're not at peace with. So we tend to want the other one to change, and the other one, they're the ones doing it wrong. And we don't understand that everybody's actually a mirror to us, showing us something that we need to heal or showing us something that we need to heal from our family system. So the reason why the partner relationship is so important is because it's here. It's the closest relationship that we have. So it's the biggest mirror. Also one of the most complicated relationships, but also the one that will give us the biggest growth once we're able to understand this and understand all the different dynamics that form part of the loving relationship. And of course, in order to have a loving relationship with somebody else, first we need to start with us. So we work with all these aspects. Number 10, here, how to facilitate family constellations. So as I said in module number 3, you already know how to do constellations for yourself. Here we're going deeper and expanding it for you to learn how to do it for others. There's a big difference. And this is why you start first with yourself and you start practicing. And then you come to module number 10 when you start to learn for how to do it for others. And I don't want to read everything that's there because that you can do on your own. You just need to go to the website and look at it as we are going through it right now. And if you do have a question of anything specific from that, write it down and then we can do it at the end, the questions. You will have a practice online and in person. You will do a constellation with somebody else from the group. And the last module, importance of our parents. Our parents represent life to us, and in the way that we're able to honor, to respect them, to accept them, to be able to say thank you for what they gave us, even if we did not like it, if it was different from what we wanted, even if they gave us for adoption, if we're able to say thank you for my life, we are accepting life because life comes from them. And then when we accept life, life opens its arms to us. And how does life open its arm to us? With abundance, with health, with joy, with success, with love. And that comes from the work with our parents. So don't think that you're going to be working with your parents only until module number 12. You're going to be working with them in all of the modules, in all of the meditations and the exercises. Whatever it's important for you to work with, it will come up. And you will do an exercise specifically with your parents. However, this is the last one so that the things that are still pending for healing with your parents come up. And then we go deeper. We're like onions. We have all these different layers. And we will be healing until the last breath in the body. So this is an opportunity for us to go deeper with what's missing in the work of accepting our parents. And this means accepting our parents in our heart. It doesn't mean that if we have a parent that's hard, difficult, abusive, that we have to have a relationship with them. Even if they're parents, if it's unhealthy for us to have a relationship with them, we can, we should put limits. You should put some distance, and that's perfectly okay. However, in our heart, we need to be at peace with them and to be able to honor and respect them and to be grateful for the life that they gave us. So that's module number 12. So the training starts on Friday, August 14th. That's going to be the first class. It's going to be the first class online. The classes that are going to be online are going to be on Fridays from 12 noon to 2 p.m. So starting at the time that we started today, this presentation. The classes that are going to be in person are going to be on the weekends. So they're going to be on Saturdays from 10 to 5 and Sundays from 10 to 3. So hopefully all the schedule is set. There might be some few dates that might change. I have a daughter that's a senior, so I'm not sure exactly of all the dates that are important for her regarding the school and the activities of the school. So if anything of that comes up, I might need to change something, but hopefully this is set, and I will let you know in advance, and we'll look for a date that if possible, that works for everyone. So those are the dates of all the modules. As you can see, some are, let me put them here. Some are only online, some are only in person, and some are both online and in person. So all the information is there. And like I mentioned, you need to come to 8 group sessions, 4 in person and 4 online. You can find already the dates here at the end. This group session schedule is letting you know about which are the sessions that are in person and which ones are online. The ones that are in person are from 4 to 7 on a Sunday. So they usually take place when we have a module. So the module, as I told you, finishes on Sunday at 3. And then the group session is from 4 to 7. And what I'm trying to do is like to put everything in one weekend. So it's a very intense weekend, but that way you have all the other weekends free, and you don't need to be dividing yourself in the weekends for the training. And then the online group sessions, some are on Wednesday evenings and some are on Fridays, the same at 12 p.m., 12 noon. So the payment for the training, the total is 5,495, made in 3 payments. If you deposit by the July 12th, you get a 500 early bird discount. And then the last date to confirm your participation and pay your deposit is July 26th. In order to hold your space, there is a non-refundable deposit of 500, and the space is limited only for 12 participants. You can pay with credit card, PayPal, Zelle, cash, check. If you want to pay with a Zelle, check, or cash, you get an additional 120 discount. Let me see. And then here you can read the testimonials. So let me stop sharing. That's the information that I wanted to share with you. I'm going to stop the recording and then we'll go for questions and answers. So 1 second.